Now do I look cute?
You already look super hot.
Aw, thanks. Alright, hi guys, it's Bella, by the way. Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be doing a tutorial. Can you stop? You can't see this, but Colby's just like creepily standing right there. I don't know why. Alright, actually wait there so you can help me out. I'm gonna be doing the model editorial brows today. I don't know, I'll insert some like pictures right here of the brows, and like I've seen a ton of people do this, and I know a lot of girls who don't know how to get their brows like this, so I figured I'd do a little tutorial, you know? So all you need is a spoolie, and mine just has like a brush tip on it, but you don't need that. You need a bar of soap. Mine is a Neutrogena face washing soap, but I know a lot of people who use soap brows use the Pears clear bar soap. It helps if it's a clear bar soap rather than like one that has coloring, because it just like stays in your brow. And your favorite brow products. So mine right now are the Brow Wiz, and my color is in dark brown, and I have the Suqqu framing eyebrow liquid pen in number 4. And sadly, you can't really get this in any store in the United States. I only found this when I was abroad, and I'm really worried because I'm running out of this. So I know a lot of people who do the soap brows first and then they fill it in to get that more natural look. However, as you see, my brows, they're pretty sparse in some areas that, like, regardless of how I fill it in, it's gonna look kind of a natural. So first off, I'm gonna start with filling in my brows a little bit. But what I like to do is I like to take the spoolie in and brush it down, because I have like a whole entire bald spot there, and it took me a really long time to get this right. But with this, or any pencil, brow pencil, you wanna take light strokes to look natural and fill it in. Because if you go too heavy and you comb it out, it still looks kind of fake. And I think the thing with these model brows is that it looks like, oh my god, I was born with like bushy eyebrows and we just waxed it down, you know? And so, for me, I have a really hard time finding that middle area between the two brows because I want them to start at the right place. So I sort of just arch my brows like this, and there's a line there, see? And now I can just fill it in. So like, I already messed up. See right here, I went a little too harsh, and so all you gotta do is just comb it out. There, and clean it up. And I find the natural look is better to be filled. That made no sense, wow. Okay, I find that in order to make the brows look more natural, you fill in more from the bottom. So like, I'm creating more definition from the bottom rather than the top. And onto the other side, so. And depending on how you like your brows done, you know, like fill the shape that you want. Like I really like my arches to be pretty strong, and so if you comb back your brows like this, you can see where you kind of filled in and brush it out, and then fill it in again where you feel like it is sparse. And if you anchor down your whatever hand you're using when you're drawing on your brow, so like I'm gonna put my elbow down and just anchor it so it'll be easier to. This is a really weird angle, but I swear it works. I know some people who do this and they anchor it down, but you know, it's that stable hand that allows you to go lightly. So I have patchiness in this area, and that's just because this brow is a little lighter than this one. So I'm trying to grow this in more right now with
Bro, but you just sat on my head.
I am filming a tutorial, sir. And toots. So I'm trying to fill this in, and I'm using castor oil to sort of fill in the sparse areas down here, and so far it's working. So yeah, if you want me to do like a brow upkeep of how I keep my brows full, let me know. So, I think they're even now. Let's see. Yeah, they start from the right place. That's the first thing I check for, whether or not they start from the right area. So, now my brows are done. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my spoolie and I'm gonna go wet it with hot water or warm water, your preference. All right, I am back. I have just wet my spoolie with hot water, and for me, hot water really works because I've had a really difficult time with soap brows when I was first starting out, and then I was telling my friend Hannah, and she was like, no, your brows just have to get used to it. And I was like, okay, and I just kept trying it, but I find that hot water helps the soap, this is gonna sound really stupid, melt in better. So I'm just gonna take my spoolie that I wet and rub it into my soap. And so it's gonna clump up like this, and I'm gonna take it and brush it back into my brows first so it has some product in there. The trick is that you don't want to get it too wet so that it's like becoming this like soapy, slippery texture, and you don't want it too dry because then it won't move anywhere. So I brushed it back all the way through, and now I'm just combing it up. And you can see how like now everything is separating. If it clumps up like it just did, you just brush it through again. And so the trick is with these model brows is that you get it into a natural like shape and then you press it flat. So with mine, if I just left it like that, it will stay like that. So I'm just combing it out. And I'm just gonna flatten it. And what I've seen several makeup artists do is they take like a flathead or a brush or something and just taking the cap and just flattening up. There we go. And it'll dry like that. So as you can see, there's a little clump right here. I'm gonna comb that out and comb it through because I want there to be separation. And I'm just taking a really light hand to it. And as you can see, there's my model brow. It looks really crazy right now because I haven't done the other one yet, and it's like, this is the OG bushy brow, you know? All right, so while I wait for this to dry, I'm gonna go back into my soap, and don't be afraid to just like re-wet your spoolie and go back into the soap if it's too dry. So brush it up, comb through again. I like to really work in the product. That way it has some sort of like grip to my brow when I'm brushing it. Okay, so now it's a little too dry. And as you can see, like it's not sticking up as much as the other one, so I'm gonna go wet this again. So some mistakes to avoid with soap brows and model brows is that you wanna have a clean spoolie. You know, like if you've already used a spoolie before and there's just like soap gunk and leftover from like your last time that you did your brows, don't be afraid to like just wash it off with water. Like just make sure that the brush is clean because then it picks up soap better and it's not gonna be as a rough time. Because I know you think like, oh, it'll work, but like no, like because as you're brushing it through your brows, some oil will get in, like product will get in, and you just want the glycerin part of the soap. That's honestly what helps it stay up. And also, don't fall for those companies that are like, I know there's one brand called Soap Brows, literally called Soap Brows, and they're like in the UK. And they're just selling this soap, but it's in a cute tin. Like, don't waste your money on that. Trust me, like I almost bought it, but I was like, no, like you just go to your CVS or Walmart, get a clear bar of soap, cut it up, save it. Don't be like me and just be lazy. Cut it up and save it, and get like an empty Altoids tin and just stick it in there. It works, trust me. So now my brows are very bright and bushy. Sorry, one hair was sticking. I know some people who like to flatten them completely up until their face. I don't really like that. I like the little front hairs that like kind of poke out. I think it gives me a very young look. Not that I'm old, but you know, can't hurt. So So now, as you can see, there's still some sparse areas that I just want to fill in to give it a more full look. Don't mind this brow, I know it's kind of dropping, and that's just the way my hair grows on this brow. It's very disappointing. I know eyebrows are sisters and not twins, but like, this is not my favorite child then. Just saying. But yeah, it's been difficult, and it's because I shaved this eyebrow off accidentally one time, and so it grew back really weird, and now I just can't. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my suqqu framing eyebrow liquid pen in number 4. It's this like greenish, brownish gray tint. It's very light, and I think any liquid pen will work, you know, like a liquid eyebrow product. And I find that this works better to fill it in after you've done the soap brows because it gives it a more defined look rather than like taking in like an eyebrow pencil or some wax. It doesn't, because you want that clean look. So I'm gonna take this brush and I'm just gonna draw quick, short lines in areas that are sparse. See how that already... Welcome to my channel! See how I filled it in a little bit, and it took like what, 4 brush strokes? So that's what you really want. You don't want to go overboard with this. You still want it to look like hairs, because the whole entire point of this is to mimic strands of eyebrow. Strands of hair? Yeah. Alright, and one thing that I really like to do, because I like this part to be prominent, is I take this, the end, put it straight, and then I just whoop, whoop. I just like it to be more prominent here. Alright, I'm gonna go into the other side. Look, look where the hair is still growing in. I'm gonna take it in just quick, short strokes. You still want to stay within the guidelines of your eyebrows. You know? Your natural eyebrows are guidelines, not suggestions. You know? Take heed. Alright! My brows are like, wha-bam! They're here. So, yeah, it's really simple and easy to do. Like, it took me, what, 20 minutes? And that was because I was talking. If I'm just doing this, it's so quick and easy. And it's a cheaper-ish alternative to, I mean, soap brows, not the products. Buy your own products. Use what you want to use. But soap brows, I think, are a pretty cheap alternative to, like, brow gels and Glossier Boy Brow, which is not super expensive, but, like, if you're like me and you use one like once every 2 months, the costs rack up. So yeah, and this is it. And like sometimes when I really want to go for that really bold editorial look, I do take my Boy Brow and I run it through. I run it through my soap brow, and it just adds that little like that extraness to it. Like, look at the difference between the two. There's something here that's not there. But yeah, that's it. That's how easy brows can be. They don't have to be scary or daunting. All they are is just, they're here to frame your face and make you look good. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching my video. I will be back Sunday. I'm gonna be doing, oh, that's what it's called. Sorry, my brain just stalled for a second. I was like, what's the English word for this? I'm going to be doing a side-by-side wear test between the gripping primer and the grip primer, so come back on Sunday if you want to see that. And please go like and subscribe to my channel, share this with your friends, comment down below. It'd be really nice to interact with people and see what looks you want to see next. Next week, I was thinking of doing like some Coachella looks. I personally am not going to Coachella, but I really like the makeup that goes into the event. So let me know what you want to see. All right, bye.